Good morning, everyone. If you can hear me, please press 5. If you can hear me clearly, please press 5. Awesome. 1 person can hear me. All right. 3% hear me. 4, 5. 5% hear me. All right. If you can hear me, please press 5. Thank you very much. Good morning and thank you for coming on board. How many of you are ready to tune off for the year? How many of you are hoping that we are in 2021 right now? How many of you are hoping to be in 2021 right now? Right. All right. Hayati is hoping to be in 2021. We're going to get out of the probably one of the most interesting year that we ever had in our, probably in my life, one of the most exciting and most interesting and the most challenging year ever in our lives. Question to everyone. What's the one thing that you want to see change in your business in 2021? What is that one thing that you want to see change in your business in 2021? Write it down in the chat box. Hoping a much better year. Okay, what else? Thank you for sharing, Jimmy. Anyone else? What's that one thing that you want to see change in your business in 2021? What is that? What is that one thing, guys? Think about it. Put in the chat box right now. What is that one thing? Anyone else? Mastering lead gen. Awesome. What else? What's that one thing that you want to see change in your business in 2021? I'm really tech-enabled in every sense. Awesome, Michelle. Close deals. Business that is crisis-proof. Stay focused. Closing deal like eating chocolate. Ini ada Forrest Gump combination ni. Closing deal like eating chocolate. Putting in all together and explode. Wow. Putting it all together and explode. Wow, that's, I don't know what you want to explode, but you want to see something exponential happen in your business. Awesome. With the new KW technology, I hope to close more deals. Awesome. What's that one thing? Triple the GCI. Absolutely, Lucky. Triple that GCI. Increase your business capacity. Increase your revenue opportunity. Awesome. Anyone else? Want to be the best that you can be. Absolutely. Be the best version of yourself. Absolutely. Awesome. Second question to everyone as we start on this session, and follow through with me today, because today we're going to talk a little bit deeper about one of the key things that I think where most of us will be facing. Second question to everyone. What is the one thing that you think will be a problem for you in 2021? What is that one hindrance that will stop you from achieving what you just said in 2021? What is that? Me. I like that, Edith. Yourself. Awesome. What else? What is that one problem or one thing that you think potentially will stop you from achieving what you want to achieve in 2021? I see me and myself. Who else? What is that one challenge, that one hurdle, that one hindrance that will stop you from achieving what you want to achieve? Anyone? Put that in the chat box, please. Let's think about that for a second. Complacency, yes. What else? What's the one hurdle? Time management. Absolutely. How do we manage our time? Obstacles. Now, what's that obstacle like, Anita? What sort of obstacle that you think that you all will be facing in 2021? Being solo. Absolutely. Being alone. Finding more leads. The one obstacle. Absolutely. Owners and pricing. Matching owners and pricing. Absolutely. What else? Biggest for me is me. Thank you for being open and honest, guys. Thank you for being vulnerable in sharing that. Your mother-in-law, that one is me, that one, Norain, that's me, not you. Consistency. Too many leads cannot follow up. I like that, Susan. One good one there. Too many leads, I cannot follow up. Consistency in everything that we do. Discipline in everything that we do. It's easier to break into smaller goals, achievable tasks daily, and follow through with them than to have a huge task for a year. overcomer to overcome what you are right now. Awesome. So today we talk about a lot. This morning we are talking about where we want to go. What is that one thing that we want to see change? And on the other hand, there's the other part of it that we see. Hey, what will be the problem that will be that could cause us not to be able to change, right? So today, this is where we want to talk about one key thing that I think this thing that if you're focused on this one thing in 2021 or even now, right now, I believe this will change your business tremendously. And this thing I'm talking about today, it's called follow-up. How many of you enjoy follow-up? How many of you enjoy doing follow-up? Okay, Edith likes it. Who likes it? How many of you enjoy follow-up? Okay, 3% likes follow-up. The other 87, 88, 89 people or the other, all right, a lot of people like to follow up. Cool. The question then is, what then is follow-up? Now let's think deeper. Why do you make a decision to follow up with someone? Why? What's the objective of following up? Anyone? Follow through as there's potential to a closing, absolutely. Because if you don't follow up to build relationship, absolutely. If you don't follow up, you don't build relationship, you cannot close deal, right? There is that 3 category. Remember, you lead gen. Once you lead gen, you follow up. Once you follow up, you manage the transaction. The problem is we focus a lot of time right now. We are doing a lot of lead gen right now. How many of you are enjoying lead gen on campaigns on command right now? We have so many leads coming in right now, right? A lot of leads coming in that was never coming in before in our business. Now we solve one problem, right? This is one problem that we have solved, which is the lead gen part. But the other part that needs to come in is the follow-up. And today I want to talk briefly, and I'm going to give you some examples of some people who are following up the way that they want to. And everyone follow-ups differently. But the fundamental of follow-ups cannot change from these 3 things that I'm going to share today. So today, have your pens and papers ready, because it is applicable for any business when you talk about following up leads. And this is based on what I think from my journey as a real estate person for the past 16 years. Next year, I'll be 17 years in this journey, right? And the fundamental of follow-up is these 3 things. Number one is for you to identify. You need to identify, you need to fact find. Excuse me, you need to fact find and identify or qualify what this buyer or this potential lead is. What do they want? What value are they looking for? Now, I want to pause here and talk about this for a moment. And this is when agents have a lead that comes in. Either it comes in from iProperty or any property portals, or it comes in from campaign. Either it's a call in from the ads, or it's something that you're reaching out and register in your ads. Doesn't matter. Both ways to me is the same. It's just a different way of the leads touching you or reaching you, or you reach out to the leads. There are 2 ways you reach out or you're being reached, right? But the number one goal is that you have to identify or fact find what value is this person looking for? What service is this person looking for? What is this person interested in right now? What problem does he have for you to solve? What opportunity is he looking for? You need to identify. Now, in order for you to identify, in order for you to fact find, you must clarify. You cannot identify if you don't clarify. Now, let me share with you a classic example of how agents identify clients right now, or identify leads right now. Leads come into the channel, we call the lead never pick up, we classify the lead as not interested. I would like you to explore this opportunity to say that, hey, it's not that the lead is not interested, it's they're not able to reach us right now. Doesn't mean it's not interested because you don't have a fact, or you don't have points or facts to decide that this person is not interested. Therefore, you cannot identify yet. So it's unidentifiable leads. I'll put them aside, I will follow up with them differently. But doesn't mean these leads are not good. They're just not identified. They're not picking up your calls, right? For those who pick up your calls, you ask them questions, you clarify with them what they are looking for. If they are a buyer, ask the 3 questions. Now, most people in the first conversation may not give you enough information, but get them permission to speak to them and ask them, I need 20 minutes of your time, I need 15 minutes of your time, I need 10 minutes of your time, I need an appointment with you to clarify, identify and clarifying. Now, in order to identify, it really varies. We have to understand this one thing. People, agent ask me, what is the best way to identify and clarify and find out who this buyer is or this owner is? You cannot have one method in identifying people. You cannot have one method. Let me give you an example why you cannot have one method. Because every single human being on this planet is different. Agreed? Right? There are people who don't like to talk on the phone too long to strangers. There are people who like to meet face to face. There are people who are very cautious about the question that you ask. So you need to understand that the methodology or the words that you use have to be very general and very safe for generally all the people to accept. Normally, I don't ask direct questions. I ask indirect questions. Thank you for registering for this particular ad today. I saw that you might have some interest in buying something. Can I understand a little bit more? Do I have your permission for the next 10 minutes to ask you these 3 questions? The first question you ask them is this. The first question you ask them is, do I have your permission, right? You must ask for permission to follow up. First thing is this. Why are you buying? When do you need to buy? What's stopping you from buying? Sellers, same thing. Why are you selling? When do you need to sell? What's stopping you from selling? If you ask all these questions, you have identified them, you have clarified them, then the second step of follow-up is this. You then start to label or tag them. You've got to find a way to label or tag the leads that's coming in, the leads that's coming to you. For example, if in your business, in your market right now, a lead that is, let's say a listing that comes in, the owner that comes and lists the listing, and he say that, you know what, in this area, I am interested to sell ASAP right now. I in Subang Jaya, USJ area, I have a double-story link house, market value 700,000, but you know what, I need to sell right now. I'm ready to sell 680 or 670. You then label it accordingly, right? This listing is hot listing. It's a warm listing. It's a cold. You need to have a process in your head based on the business that you are in to label those leads. If you don't label those leads, I can almost promise you, you cannot remember one. Right? The best way is to label them, tag them, because you already know. That's why when you ask questions, you tag them. Now pause for a moment. How many agents right now, how many of you in this room right now feel that this is a lot of work? Clarifying, tagging. How many of you feel that it's a lot of work? The challenge I have with most agents today is I want leads that I call tomorrow buy. Not going to happen right now. It's not going to happen right now, guys. You have to accept the fact. It's about getting used to this system. You need to follow up like that to understand them. A lot of people today, buyers or sellers, do you think they are very gung-ho to buy or they are very cautious in buying or selling? Which one do you think the people are right now? Somebody say cautious. Why do you think they are in cautious mode right now? Why do you think people are very cautious right now, guys? Why? Anyone? Uncertain. There you go. When there is a lot of uncertainty, everybody is going to be very cautious. So if you have expectation as an agent with a certainty that whoever registered this lead is quality lead will buy one, you are not setting yourself up for success. That's not the way to run this business right now. Right? You identify, you qualify, you clarify, then you tag and you label. Once you tag and you label, that's right, too many offers in the market right now, too many choices. Everybody's saying it's good deal, right? So if you are an agent right now, don't go and put on your ad good deal because everybody is saying good deal. Say something else, do something else to attract the buyer's attention, right? Because everybody is claiming there's a good deal. right? So the third thing, first thing is identify, clarify. Second is you tag them and then you label or tag them. The third thing is this: set up a plan to follow up based on the tags that you have. This is what we talk about managing between intensity and frequency of a client. A hot lead client should have high intensity follow-up and high frequency follow-up. A warm lead client should have lesser frequency, lesser intensity. A cold lead client have much lesser intensity, much lesser frequency. Does it make sense? You need to understand how to segregate that, how to systemize this tagging and identifying. Then you set up a plan for follow-up. Now, follow-up style, right? To me, it's an open conversation. You can all sit down here and talk for 5 hours, and you have various good ways of follow-up. Whatever works for you that give you the result, go do it. But these are some guidelines that today we are sharing. An 8x8, a 4x4. An 8x8 will be someone who have already told you, I'm interested to buy something. I know what I need to buy. This is what I want. You have to do a minimum 8x8 or a 4x4, meaning for the next 8 weeks, touch them 1 time a week for 8 times. Maybe you might have to do even more intense. Some people might have to touch them every day or every other day or every 3 days once, depending on the intensity. If you know this buyer now is very keen on these 3 or 4 products that you have, or these 2 or 3 things that you have, then you should clarify, you should tag them as urgent buyers and start following up every other day. 2 days once, 1 phone call, 2 days one message, update them on certain things. You spend more time on those people who are ready to buy versus those people who are not so ready to buy. Now, if every single day you are spending time on, let's just say you got 50 buyers that's very ready to buy, and you have no time to follow up on the warm leads and all that, that's fine. That's actually fine because you got 50 hot leads right now to follow up, focus on them. Then you use a smart plan or an automatic system to follow up the rest. Does that make sense so far? That's how we should think about follow-up. We should be thinking about follow-up based on the tag or the particular lead status. Now, if you don't know the lead status, how are you going to follow up systematically? I'm going to pause here for a while. Any questions so far? Is that making sense to you guys? The 3 things? Is that making sense to you all? What are some of the ahas you're getting from these 3 things right now? The 3 key things that will define what follow-up is in our business. That's how I think about it this way when it comes to follow-up. And some people, when you have done their follow-up and you realize maybe they're not ready to buy right now, put them back into the lead gen pool and follow up with them differently, right? When you do it this way, you suddenly realize, actually, I got a lot of time on, because every month, there are only 5 or 10 hot leads that I'm following up with. Then I ask this question, how then do I separate my time? Someone talked about time management today. In fact, time management is all about follow-up and lead gen. You should time block lead gen and follow-up time, 2 to 3 hours a day if possible. Maybe on Mondays is the day that I follow up with warm leads. On Tuesday is cold leads. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday to Friday, every day 1 hour is all the hot leads, but every other hour is on the warm leads or cold leads. They're systematically putting it in the perspective. Right? Any more questions? Any questions so far? Any questions? Labeling and tagging is important for priority setting. Absolutely. When you tag certain people, now if you're using command to tag right now, it's so easy because you can just select a particular tag. You will know who is warm, who is hot, who is cold. You will know already. Identify them, qualify them, clarify them. That's the first step. Second step, you have to tag them, label them. Third step, set up a plan to follow up based on the label that we have set. Right? That should be your follow-up thinking mindset. That is what you should be doing in your business, because this is what we call a systematic approach in working with the database that you have. And you will see in 1-2 years, if you maintain this kind of mindset, eventually you will see that your database is very valuable because it's all labeled and tagged correctly. When you have a new product, a new listing, it's so easy to reach out to them because now you have all this ready and you are able to effectively have better relationship with the client because the client relationship management system that we have enables you to do that. But it's not about the technology, right? The technology is only the tool, but our mindset and our approach in follow-up have to come first. You must understand the foundation of this first. That three things that we talk about today, if that three things is not in the foundation of the way you think about your business, I suggest you go back and think about your business again. I suggest you start talking to your coach and start talking to people. Hey, how am I managing my leads right now? How am I managing my database? Because that's fundamentally the one that will help you give clarity in what you should be doing every day and who you should be calling every day. Okay, now I see there's no question. I'm going to bring on a guest today. Today we're supposed to have three guests. It was supposed to be George, Susan, and Natalie, but unfortunately, George had a death in the family. His father just passed away last week, so he's not able to join us today. So if you know him, just send him a note of condolences because his father just passed away last Friday, I believe, last Thursday, I believe. But today we have Natalie and Susan. Natalie, are you there?
Yep. Hi.
Hi, Natalie. Natalie is actually from Market Center 2. She's a PEA, but currently she's also playing a role of a superpower admin, back-end person that is helping the Market Center develop a mega team in the Market Center to kind of for us to test the 7-level MREA model. And Natalie is kind of the foundation person to set up the system and set up when leads come in, how do the follow-up stuff and all that, how does it happen? How do the leads are being sent out to agents to follow up and all that? So Natalie is now playing that role. And I thought I want to ask Natalie to kind of share with us, when you all receive leads right now, Natalie, you are generating leads from campaigns right now, right?
Yeah.
Can I ask how many campaigns are you all doing right now on a weekly, monthly basis?
We do, I was doing about 2 campaigns per week. So far we've run about 12 campaigns. Yeah.
Right. So that means it has been about 4 weeks. It has been about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. And on a weekly basis, roughly how many leads comes in?
It really varies depending on the content that I put up and the goal. Some, like in 1 week, I can get 10. In another week, I can get like 50.
50.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the average, can I say 20 leads is a good average for us to just have like a gauge?
Yeah, around there, I would say.
Around there. And currently, what's your cost per lead right now?
Averagely less than $1.
Averagely less than $1 per lead. Yeah. And it's all focusing on the secondary market in Subang Jaya, am I correct?
Correct. Subang Jaya, USJ, Putra Heights.
Subang Jaya, USJ, Putra Heights. Okay, now share with us when the lead comes into command, which you're using command right now, and it goes into your contacts. Tell us what happened.
When it first comes in, on that day itself, I would WhatsApp them. I will send them a text, and I also will send them like some info EDMs. So for the past campaigns, I sent like top 6 transacted areas in USJ, the median price, and what's the time frame. And then after that, I will also send like another EDM of let's say 3 or 4 listings that we have in those top 6 areas.
Got it.
Yeah.
And do you have conversations with them to kind of identify and clarify what they're looking for and all that?
I do. So I'll ask them, how can I help you? And they will say, oh, they're looking for property in this place, and I'll qualify, and I'll say, oh, what's your price range? When are you looking to buy? But not too deep, because what I do then is I will pass their contact to our teammates to then follow up further. Yeah.
Is there a way, I know I didn't prep you, is there a way that you can find a screenshot of, or you can show us like a conversation with a prospect, that how you start that conversation? Is there a way you can share with us that like a real conversation? Either is it a WhatsApp, a picture, or something like that? Can you share that with us?
Hold on.
Yeah.
You can ask me some other questions while I find the message.
Yeah. How many of the leads that you have right now that is not responsive one?
Actually, what we have out of all the leads, I think I calculated just now about 300-ish. With about 30-ish that's in conversation and in contact with our team, with our agents.
So there's 10% that's
Yeah.
like still in contact one. There are some like, okay, I'm not interested, then never follow up after that, right?
Yeah.
And there are some that never pick up at all, right?
Yeah, correct.
Right. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
okay.
So it's important to understand that 30 are really interested. They are in serious conversation or in viewings. There's the other group who are like it's not very hot. It's just a bit warm here, lukewarm here and there. And there are some that went cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Joanne has a question for you. How much have you spent so far in campaigns to generate about 300 leads?
I spent about 20 USD per campaign. So 20 times by about 240
12.
USD.
240 USD is about 1,000 ringgit to get 300 leads. That's about 3 ringgit per lead, guys. Check that out. 300 ringgit per 3 ringgit per leads.
John,
Not
I'll just
bad.
share my WhatsApp, yeah?
Ken, go ahead, share. I just want to let people see how you do that. Okay,
Yeah.
share.
So it's I will send this looking to buy this image, and then I have a few listings.
Is this the ad that comes out on Facebook?
No.
Oh, this is a separate thing, right?
Yeah, separate thing.
Got it. So you send out. Can you just hang on for a while? So you send out this message to them in a very pictorial way to tell them, number one, guys, when you see this picture, right, looking to buy in USJ, total sold 157 house, median price 750,000. If you are now a buyer, when you look at this ad, tell me or tell all of us right now, what do you think about Natalie right now? What would Jimmy think about Natalie right now? If you were Jimmy right now, you saw this message right now, the first message that you saw, how would you think about Natalie? How would you feel? She's a specialist. What else? She's an area expert. What else? Anyone else? When we all think of this person as an area expert and a specialist, would you be open to have serious conversation with this person if you're interested to buy? Now, she has not even communicated anything. She didn't say, hey, I'm the best agent in town right now. I didn't say anything. All she did was give factual facts to the client, right? And all of you can do this, right? Like really, all you can just extract the data and just do a design and do this, right? It's not difficult, right? Right? And when you start doing this, right, does this look different from another agent that you can think about that follow up with you guys? Does it look very different? Guys, you can be very smart. There you go. It looks very different because you are telling people you are actually a serious person in this business. Now, not that you're not serious before, but this way of communication, when the client see this, hey, I'm impressed, because you know why? Other people don't send me this kind of message. Other people send me a WhatsApp that is fire. Right? So this is important. Sorry, go ahead. Then go straight to the point. That's right. Straight to the point, informative and fact-based.
Yeah.
Then the next one you see is you give them this list, this example of listings that you have, right?
To show them we have options that ties in with the top 6 areas here.
There you go. So you got options for them. That you have options for them. Not only you have the data and the facts and the expertise, and you got the options for that. Natalie, can I ask you a very bold question? In your system right now, how many listings do you all have?
Oh, from all these ads.
Right now, based on the team database, in terms of listings, how many do you all have right now?
Well, 13, 15?
13, 15 listings.
Yeah.
Now, guys, they have 13, 15 listings in the database right now. But when I look at this, right, my assumption is, hey, she has maybe have better choices for me, right? It's all about perception, right? Marketing is about perception. It's about how you tell people what you have. Now you have 3 options for them to see. Maybe she got more. Maybe now I want to talk to her, see whether what she has. Can you go to the next message?
Yeah, so then this is also what I sent, not just my name, thanks for responding. And then like John said, an open-ended question. So how can I help you?
There you go.
Some people really don't reply after I ask, but some people are can be quite responsive as well.
Yeah. And what happens when they respond? Is this a very responsive client? Can we just kind of take a look on the chat?
This is all. So this one I would
That's
say
all.
not very responsive. I have some who are. Oh, this is what I said as a follow-up. Yeah, then this is some other. Yeah.
Yeah. So the conversations here is that if you can come into this kind of conversation, this is where you are still clarifying and you are tagging. So when you clarify properly, right, that's the conversation you should have.
Yeah.
Now, any question? There's a question here by Chris. Are the above follow-up text to leads that came in? What does the KW ad look like for the above leads? Oh, they want to see your ads, Natalie. Can you show your ads? They want to, yes, they are all leads coming from campaigns, right? Your current leads are 100% campaigns, am I right?
Yeah.
Yes, 100% campaigns. So they want to see your ads.
I don't know if I can open up previews now.
You can just click on your name there.
On my name here.
Yes, it will come up. There you go.
It doesn't. I've tried before, mine doesn't. I have to duplicate.
If you duplicate, then you can see. Yeah.
Hold on.
Right. I have. So if you all see this right now, right, it's not only about the ads, guys. When the leads come in, it's also about the follow-up process that you have. How fast and how intense you're following up. There you go. So this is the hook point is here. Are you tired of looking for properties on your own? Are you tired of looking for properties? And then this is smart because when you're tired of looking, this ad shows that you have multiple choices right now, right? Are you tired of looking? How many leads do you get from this particular ad? Do you know?
I don't remember. Let me go back.
Yeah.
It was this one, right? So 40 leads.
40 leads for 50 cents. Look at the hook point. Are you tired of looking for properties on your own? And that gave you 40 leads for 20 bucks. So it does work, right? Now, I will advise you, you got time, you all need really help, buy Natalie coffee or lunch, and then share some of these things that she's doing right now, because 100% of her lead gen right now is here right now. It's really on campaigns. 100% of her leads is always on campaigns. But today I want to focus the conversation more about follow-up. So Natalie, when you follow up, when you make that phone call, and then you pass that lead to an agent to follow up from there, tell us the process and what happens after that. How do you tag what happens then? Can you share with us what happens?
So we use a platform called Trello. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but we find it really easy. And the best thing that the agents like about this is that it's on an app as well. So this is the web version, and this is a board. You can see here, these are all our Subang buyer leads. And you can see these are tagged to a team member. So you ask how I pass the leads, right? So what I do is I will put down the information here, and I will tag it, let's say, to Susan. And then Susan will know, okay, this is a lead that I'm working on. So it'll come into here, capture, meaning the information has been captured. And this is the pipeline, like essentially where we connect, where you propose viewings, where you start, the process of viewing different properties, and then negotiation, ATP close, SPA close, and so on.
Yeah. So I see that you have color coded it. There are some red, there are some yellow. What does orange and red means?
So red means lower leads, orange means warm, and green means hot.
Okay, so in this list, can I see that, do you have any green leads right now?
No.
Right now. And then who changes that color?
It's the agent. They will change it as the conversation goes along. So I think previously Joyce was green, but Susan changed it back to warm. I guess through different conversations, she realized that okay, maybe it's not so hot yet, and she changed it back to orange.
Can we click on that particular card and see how does that look like?
Yeah. So this is Joyce, and this is just the information that she wants. She's looking at. These are just custom fields for easy access, and then these are the conversations and activity that Susan has done with her. So, and I can comment as well just to prompt certain things lah. So you can see Susan is very on the ball with this lead.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So there's some question coming in. Is this on command? Now, the reason why they're using Trello is because they are working as a team of 5 people sharing data and information. That's why Trello is useful right now. Yeah. But this exact feature is actually available in command called context. In your context, it's all in your notes. In the activity notes, it's all available in context, right? The reason why we are moving to Trello for this team because multiple teams can see it. We are now waiting for command to be upgraded. First of all, to upgrade us to see opportunities. Opportunities will be like this. You will have an opportunity pipeline. But most importantly, eventually, if you are part of a team, they have the teamification function of opportunities coming soon in 2021. So you'll be able to do something like this or exactly like this in command in 2021. But if you guys have a team right now, you want to run this, Trello is probably the best option right now. Yeah. But if you're a solo agent on your own, context is absolutely what you need to use right now. Context will have the same function for you to understand where your client is and how you update the clients, your activities with the clients.
Can I just share also?
Yeah, can.
So for example, these leads, let's say the agent calls and they actually find out that, oh, actually, I just like wanted to find out about your ad. I'm actually not really interested in looking to buy. Then they will let me know and I actually go back and I attach it to a smart plan on command. So I do utilize command as well. It's not that, you know, we use this and we don't use command at all. We actually had a few leads where I contacted and then I passed it over and they weren't so responsive, and so I took it back and I followed up through a smart plan. I sent them text and they actually responded again. I think that was about a month or so after they first responded to the ad, and then I passed it. Yes, John?
Is that in your command right now, that particular experience?
What do you mean?
Like when you put them in the smart plan, can you show us in your command right now?
Like how that smart plan looks like?
Correct. Okay. Like now, so you're saying that once you pass to the agents and the agents tell you that, hey, actually this guy is not ready yet. After more conversations, he's actually not ready yet. So then you go into a command and you do a smart plan, right? Yeah. Follow up those warm cold leads, right? Can you show us that?
This one.
So this is about 144 contacts that is running a smart plan right now. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the current one that I'm using. The one that I sent the previous times wasn't this one, but it's similar lah. Yeah.
And then they will respond to you via WhatsApp again lah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the WhatsApp one. Yeah, it was this one. Yeah, so it's just tasks like this. So hi, this person, here is the latest property update. We hope you find this beneficial. And then 30 days later, here again is another WhatsApp text.
Got it. Yeah. So this is a task that reminds you to do the WhatsApp. So when you wake up on that particular day, every day you just go back to your task. Whoever is that's in that task list, you just do this right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is one way of following up for people who are not what do you call that, who went warm or went cold from here, right? Once you qualify, then they're not ready, you put them in another pool of follow-ups, right? Because when the time comes, they will contact you because you are reminding them of you every single month. Okay, now I'm going to switch gears a little bit to Susan. Susan, you there?
Yes, John.
Susan, can you share with us right now, when the lead is passed to you and when you're taking the lead, right? Tell us what happened.
Okay, Natalie, maybe you want to share the Trello screen again.
Can?
Okay, when Natalie, okay, I'm Susan from MC2. Okay, good to see you all here. Okay, when I get the leads from Natalie, first of all, I will give them a call because I want to find out their motivation level. I want to pre-qualify them and then so that it's easy for me to follow up from there. So what I do is I will give them a call first attempt. If they do not pick up the phone, it's okay. The next day, I will call them again. If second day also never pick up, the third day, I will send them a message. I will give them a WhatsApp. Good thing is, from the WhatsApp, they actually read my message. That means it proves that this is a good and genuine lead. It's not something like Bangla leads or whatever. So it's a good lead. So the fourth day again, I give them, I follow up again with a phone call. Guess what? They pick up the phone. So I have a conversation with them. So you see, for your consistency of following up, then you will actually have the conversation with this client. See, I do not give up from the first day when I make the phone call, when I call them. So from there, after have the conversation, I pre-qualify them, I find out what they did. So I opened up this Trello screen, and then I actually, when I call them, I fill up the details at the same time. I will put in their address, their email address, what are the price range they are looking for, and then what is the price, beside the price, all the particulars I will fill it in. And then from there, I will also classify them because from the conversation, I know this is actually I mean the low leads, warm leads, or it's a hot lead. So I will classify them under the label. I will label them. Like what John said, I will actually label them so that it's easy for me for the future follow-up. So if I only follow up with those hot lead and warm leads, maybe twice or 3 times a week, those KIV leads or low leads, I will do it in maybe 2 weeks or 1 month time. And then I will also put them in the command system, the smart plan or activity or the task plan, whatever that I'm going to do, I will also put it there. So from this Trello, actually, it's a very good system, especially for like currently we are doing the elite team. We work in the team of 5, so that even not only me can see the details, my 4 of my colleagues also they are able to see. You see, so we are actually also putting in other leads that we have in Subang Jaya, USJ or Putra Heights. We also put it in so that our colleagues also can mix and match from there. They say some of these leads they are not able to propose to them, at least they still have other leads that they can do so. So I found that this is a very good system, especially when you have a team. You can use this system to follow up. It's a very good system.
Got it.
Okay.
So, Susan, as an individual agent's mindset, or because sometimes you're also behaving like an individual agent, right?
Yep.
How do you tell yourself who should you follow up more often? Because you mentioned just now, some you're calling at least 2 to 3 times a week or 2 to 3 times in every 2 weeks, right? Yep. How do you remember? Do you rate the clients like this is a category 10 client, a category 5 client? How do you manage that right now?
Okay, for Trello, we are actually, we focus more on the hot lead and warm lead. Okay, so I have another system. I will share the screen. This one actually is also one of the KW models. We call it buyer and listing pipeline. Let me share the screen. Can see?
Coming soon. Yeah, there you go. Can see now.
Okay, this is okay. This pipeline is actually for my this one is I'm talking about solo for myself only, and then it's actually I'm following up on those leads that I got it from my SOI, my sphere of influence. That means I'm calling the warm leads from my phone contacts. And then I also generate some command campaign ads on my own. So far, I did about 6 to 7 campaigns, and I have about close to 50 leads. I don't say all leads is workable, but as long as I have about 20% leads that I am able to work, it's considered good. Okay, okay, this is actually a buyer. I'm keep track of all my buyers and I rate them. I have the rating there like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5, so that I will only focus on those 10, 9, and 8 at the moment. I mean, frequent follow-up lah. I will put there is weekly follow-up or monthly follow-up. And then those in red one is actually already converted lah, already closing one. And then green one also closed, but this one is for my own identification lah. So for green one is actually also closed, but it's closed by other agents lah, too bad lah. And then the black color one is still active lead and still have to follow up closely lah.
So
Okay.
when I look at this, right, this is for the month of November, is it?
Okay, no, actually this one, when we have this pipeline through is somewhere in July lah, 1st of July.
Got it. So that means you have already this is people you have appointment with already, right?
Yes, correct.
So there are about 32 people in your pipeline that you have met and you're proposing properties to right now. You know them.
Yes.
Now, when you say it's a 10, meaning they are buying this month, how do you clarify that they are buying this month? How do you know?
From the conversation and from the consistent follow-up with them, so I have to actually, by asking questions, pre-clarify them, and then I know they are very motivated buyer, and they are seriously looking for property to buy. So this type of people, I have to really follow up them like every 2-3 days. Yeah, if we don't close it, definitely, you know, other agents will close it.
Correct. So consistently journeying with them, because you now have a vision or a visual of a perspective of who should you be following up. So you just spend time here and you just keep adding people into the list, right?
Correct.
Then you don't have to spend so much time calling other people until
I can't hear you, John.
Yeah, I think it's a connection problem. Maybe you're just.
Yeah, I will just continue. Okay, this is the buyer leads. I also have listing leads. I will show you. Same thing, I will rate them from 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6. And then here is the summary. You can have it. And then this pipeline actually, if you all have gone through the Ignite, I'm sure you will have one of these sample there. You can start using it. This is a good follow-up system. It's for solo agent. And then those red color one is already converted. And then I also have the next step following up, and then the notes here. And then the black color one is actually all the active listing. I'm still in touch with them, and hopefully can close it as soon as possible. John, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, my internet was bad just now. Yeah, so I was asking a question. How many of you are seeing this and are thinking of you all should be doing this right now? Like you all should be tagging your people. And this is how you tag, right? Rating is a way of tagging also. It's a 10 buyer, it's a 9 buyer, it's a 7 buyer, location rating.
Yeah. Because when we have this system, is actually at the first glance you know which one is actually a good buyer or listing that you should follow up like this week or next week or this month. If you put it in your phone, you save it. I don't think you can see easily lah. So I still need this screen to actually help me to have the follow up. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
But once you are going to close a transaction, you will put it inside the command to monitor and then tag them
Yes,
accordingly.
correct. Once I have 80-90%, I already put it in the command system. Yeah.
Correct. Awesome. Okay, any question for Susan, guys? Any more questions for Susan or Natalie here right now?
Question, we're back to John. John?
Can you hear me now?
Can.
Yes, can.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, can this type of follow-up be dove into command? You can actually use this, the pipeline tool is something called opportunities that is coming soon in 2021. I will encourage you all to think like that first. Update the notes inside your contacts, but when opportunities is ready, you are able to do this like how Trello's happen, how Natalie is using Trello. It can all be done in opportunities very soon, right? So then you know who are they. But the first thing is tag the clients first. Tag your clients first, right?
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions, guys? Anybody got any more questions? Right, it can be done on command soon on this applet called opportunities. It's almost going to be released very soon. We are now testing it right now. Yes, Elaine, this is absolutely a systematic way to follow up with to do follow up. So that's why I say if you all generate a lot of leads, which is important, you focus on how to generate very, very good leads. That's very important. But how to follow up, to me, is equally important. If not, I think the value is more on the follow-up side. Because it is the follow-up side will determine, hey, whether is this ad working or not working. Sometimes we generate a lot of leads, but we didn't follow up in a systematic way. We think that ad is not working. And we say the ad has no quality leads. I always want to impress upon agents right now, I don't think there's a poor quality lead. I only think there's a poor quality follow-up. Right? Think about it this way. If you have high quality follow-ups, chances of closing is better. Right? Susan, can I ask you, Susan, one last question?
Yeah,
when you
sure.
started to use this pipeline tool to follow up, right, since July and all that, has that increased your production?
Yes, of course. Since MCO, I was talking about April and May, I have consistently closing 2 to 3 deals. I mean, sales and also rental.
A month?
Yeah. Every month, yep.
Every month, 2 to 3 deals a month, because you have a vision of who you should be following up. Versus what you were doing last year, is this a better year for you, Susan?
In terms of volume, I mean the listing, the transactions, in terms of transaction, this year is better.
This year is much better.
But last year I have better result is because I closed a few big deals.
The bigger transaction number.
Yes,
but
correct.
the consistency is definitely, in terms of the number of transactions per month, this is definitely better than last year.
Last year, yeah.
Right.
But even though it's during that, the pandemic,
Yeah. Guys, thank you for sharing, Susan. So guys, if you understand this right, it's the systematic follow-up that gives you 2 to 3 deals a month. Now, if Susan wants to scale this, she just has to scale her follow-up, scale more time in follow-up, or go into a better focus on better listings to follow, or whatever that is. But now that she has a follow-up system, can you all see? All of us need to have a follow-up system. It doesn't have to be the same as everyone else, but it has to be a system that works for you. What are some of the ahas you are getting from today's session, guys? Please put in the chat box. What are some of the ahas that you are getting from today's session? Any ahas? Please put in the chat box right now. How many of you are learning something today? Well, very quiet, guys. Either my computer is lag or I'm not seeing any chat rooms, right? Systems that are effective. We need to start putting a system into our follow-up, correct? The technology is not the system. The way we think is the system. It starts from the way we think. Yes, a pipeline to follow up, absolutely. What are some of the ahas you're getting right now? What ahas do you have? Right. Quality follow-ups, absolutely. The quality of the follow-ups determine the results, not the quality of leads. The quality is important as well. But if you have good quality of leads, poor quality of follow-up, you've got a problem. They are both equally important. Trust me, they are both equally important. Right? Cool. Okay, is there any, is the quality is in the quantity? You're absolutely right. Having good quantity will bring you good quality. You need that pool of quantity in order to find quality in that pool, right? It's time to follow up some kind of system at this period. Absolutely right, James. You have to find a system that works for you to follow up. Some of us have different times, some of us have different life in our lives, right? So they're not necessarily you must do everything the way we see here, but you're going to find something that works for you in your business, right? Key in the data, absolutely put the data in. Absolutely, good advertisement, important to attract leads. How you send messages on WhatsApp also very important. How you follow up, how you initiate. You saw the initial initiation of conversation that Natalie had just now, right? I think all of us can do that. All of us can copy that and then use that, right? And how you systematically follow up with the your initial conversation is so critical on WhatsApp or even on the phone, right? When you put on those things, right, you are qualifying them. Those who respond to those kind of message, right, they are already somehow being qualified through the process of you telling them, hey, I got the data, I've got the listing, how can I help you? Open-ended question. Yes, Elon, how to avoid being inundated by follow-up, turning down from listing agent to become more of buyer's agent? Turning from listing agent to become more of buyer's agent. I think it's about segregating time, Elon. I think it's about cutting your time into half. What is the time you spend on focusing on listings? What's the time you spend on focusing on buyers? I think you just have to set a time. Like every single, it could be a day or it could be half of the time you do. I would suggest maybe on every Wednesday is lead gen for listings. Or the first half, I cut my lead gen time into half. First half is listing, first half is buyers. You've got to systemize your time as well. Time management, right? Time block. And ask yourself this question. What is more important for you right now? Is that the listing conversation more important for you or the buyer's conversation more important for you right now? How do you know that? If you know your GPS right now, how many listings do you need to take? How many listings that you need to have to hit your goals? If you have enough listings to hit your goals right now, I would argue that you should be focusing on buyers. So you need to know where your business is at right now. But having said that, block time for specific things to do. Block time for specific. Focus on listings separately, focus on buyers separately. Don't try to do all at once. That's where we get confused, right? So if you have a buyer say, hey, I'm looking for a listing right now in this location, great, pause. Do not switch to buyer's listing straight away. Keep on going with the buyer's list. Finish that. Then when your time comes for listing, go do listing. Does that make sense, Elon? That's how I would do it. That's how I would systematically plan my time. The calendar is very important. Guys, before the start of 2021, the first thing you need to do, plan your calendar. And the first plan of a calendar is, where's the holiday and family day time that I need to take? Then the second thing you need to think about, when is my lead gen time? Plan your calendar right now. You have the power to decide how to use your time. Elon, I hope that answers your question. Right? Focus on that specific time, right, for those two tasks. Those are all very important tasks. Any more? Right now, the region teams, we are all planning our calendars right now. We are all putting things in time, and I'm putting things in perspective, because the only way you can manage time is when you block it. That's it. If you don't put it in a calendar, it's not going to be there. You can always adjust, but block the time. Even in your time block for lead gen, right? Be very specific, and it all goes back to your GPS, because your GPS will bring you your 411. I was joking with some agents the other day who just joined us, right? They say, "Wow, this company got so many numbers. I got 135 lah, 411 lah, 30, 60, 90 lah." Yeah, I say we are like a total company. We are selling numbers, all right? So if you understand those concepts, right? That's why now they are all the bits of pieces that shape our business. If I know that in my GPS I'm lacking 40 listings right now, I got to focus on a plan in my lead gen time to bring that 40 listings. And I need that 50 appointments for buyers right now. I got to focus on the 50 appointments that I need to bring for my buyers this month, because I know that's my GPS. I'm very purposeful about my time. Then you realize actually you got a lot of time, because you're focused on doing the right thing at the right time. And then your other time is available. You realize actually you got so much more time to do more things. That's what I'm realizing right now. Okay, any more questions? Last thoughts. Okay, before we end today, I'm going to ask Natalie. Natalie, are you there?
Yeah.
Can you share? Can you give some last advice to the audience that's watching right now or listening right now? What are your some advice in the areas of follow-up? How would you advise them right now?
Last advice.
Yeah.
I'm a very systematic, organized person, and so when there's mess or when things are unorganized, it gets me very stressed. So I would suggest to have a system. I really like Trello because it's very movable, and you can edit, and you can see things very clearly, like an overview. So I think it will help if we all have something like that, something we can see as an overview, because then it helps us immediately track. You can filter, oh, I have this many warm leads, this many hot leads, and I can see when's the last contacted. It's very clear, and that really helps me, and I hope that will help you guys as well.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. Susan, do you have any last advice for us in this call right now about follow-up?
Okay. Time block and consistently doing your lead generation, lead follow-up, and also lead conversion. I'm sure you will have a better year 2021. Wish you all success.
Thank you very much, Susan. So guys, you have heard an example today, just one of the few examples that we have about follow-up. Moving forward in 2021, we'll be doing a lot of sessions to focus on how can we effectively follow up. Because if you follow up consistently, you will make money. Yes, Trello is a free app. You can use the free version, but don't worry when what do you call that? When opportunities is online, it's very similar to Trello. So you can all have it in one system. Okay, you can all be in one system. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. I hope you all have a good Christmas for all of you. I will definitely see you all next Monday. It's the last session. Next Monday on the 28th is the last session. And I want to take this time next Monday. I will ask if all of us could come in. If you can rally all the agents in our group, all 800 of them to come in for this meeting. I wanted to share some thoughts about moving forward in 2021. So how can we take command not only of the week, but before the year starts, right? We take command of our 2021 upfront. So I wanted to spend some time talking about how can we move forward in 2021 next Monday on the 28th. And you tune in wherever holidays you are all at right now. I believe all of us got access to internet. I will encourage all of you to bring or to encourage every agent in our system to sign in and tune in for this session, because I really want to talk a little bit about the perspective I see in 2020 and leading us into 2021. What does that look like? So that will be our session for next Monday. With that, thank you very much, guys. Have a blessed Christmas, Merry Christmas, and we will see you next Monday. See you all. Thank you.